Let's see. Is anybody on? Hi, everybody. Oh, my hair. Let's fix up the hair. Here we go. Okay. Let's wait a few minutes, see if anybody's coming online. All right. I'll wait a few minutes. Oh, there's somebody on. Hi. Who's online? Send me a little hello. Let's check out. Okay. All right. Just checking on some emails. Hi, everybody. It's Annie Mazmanian from Amazing Sense by Annie, Independent Sensei Consultant. Thank you for joining me today on Something Amazing. So I like to hop on every other Monday for some motivational Monday chats with you all and share with you what I have learned over the years on specifically like what has helped my business in regards to not so much like Scentsy products or Scentsy specific like marketing or branding or so forth, but more so on like a deeper level, more so on, on an independent work on you kind of level. Let me give out some shout outs. This is amazing. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Sheena. Hi, Rena, Anita, Gabby's mom, Carrie, and Irene. Oh, I'm so lucky to have you all join me. As always, look at me. I'm gripping my hands. I'm so nervous. I hate, no, I shouldn't say I hate it. I love doing this. I get so nervous. So I feel like the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. Right? This practice makes perfect, and there's no need to be perfect. Just keep working at it. Just keep moving forward. Like my last little talk talked about pretty much. So I do have to move my slide over a little bit so that I could read my cheat sheet right here. So I may not be able to see all your comments entirely, but I promise I'll be able to go back and forth to them when I can. So I just wanted to backtrack a little bit. So I started doing this thing called Something Amazing with Annie, mainly because I'm a sucker for self-help books, for podcasts. I love reading when I get the chance. I know a lot of you are probably like myself, busy moms or busy bees in general, and sometimes it's hard to find the time to sit down and read or listen to a podcast or even listen to an audiobook, which I'm obsessed with right now. I've been listening to audiobooks while I exercise or wash dishes or try to tune out my kids. Okay, anyways, so yes, but my go-to other than fictional and non-fictional books are these self-help books, and I absolutely love them, and yes, I need them. Of course, I love self-help books, but I've been listening to them for years, and I don't necessarily know what drew me to them to begin with. I think I can remember the first time I started reading them, I was in university, and this is over 10 years ago. Oh, hi, Yasmina from New York. Wow. Hi, Christine. So what drew me to them was I just needed to know that there's other people out there like me that was, struggling with some of the same things that I was struggling with. I was a student in university. I was away from home and struggling with that. Hi, Lisa. So I started reading these books, and believe it or not, back then I guess I still am a little bit, but I was a lot more reserved. I was in a new town, again, living on my own. My family wasn't around, so quite reserved, not talking to a lot of people. So I started reading these self-help books to know that I was not alone and how to cope with my own anxieties and, a learning curve. So anyways, I got into these self-help books, and throughout the years, I've made mental notes, I've made physical notes, and it has helped me become a better person, become a better mom, sister, daughter, businesswoman. I mean, I just got into Sensei, say 4.5 years ago, but all those teachings that I've learned, I want to share with you. By no means am I a life coach or what have you. So I'm not a professional in that sense, but I do feel that I have this like knowledge or this just this information that I want to share with you. And it's just, I find that it's just fun information. To me, it's fun. This is like a hobby of mine that I want to share with you. And I do always incorporate what I learn in those books. And whenever, even to this day, I still read them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could totally incorporate that into my Scentsy business or into my everyday life. So it has transitioned to my everyday life, into my Scentsy business. And it's something that I do want to share with you. So whether you take it as information for your Scentsy business, or take it as a personal message for yourself. Hi, Kimberly. And take it as you may. If you're not interested in it, that's okay. Just move on. Or if not, I try to keep them pretty short, to half an hour to 45 minutes. So because that's how long I could distract the kids with Disney cartoons and Bear Paw cookies. So yeah, so why don't we get going? Again, thank you so much for all of you who've joined me. And bear with me, I'm going to keep going back and forth between my notes. So if it seems like I'm reading off my notes, I'm so sorry. I do have to practice on my public speaking skills, but bear with me. I do come from a good heart, and I try not to seem like I'm reiterating directly from my notes, but I am going to move the screen over a little bit. So if you are asking me questions or so forth, I can't see your comments just yet, but I promise I will get back to it in a second. I am going to take a sip of water. I promise it's water. That was a big sip. Okay. So today's little chat is, I titled it The Art of Kindness. Now, there are books out there called The Power of Kindness, and that's pretty much where this chat was inspired from. So I found an interesting quote that I do want to share with you. It's a quote by Henry James, and I do live by this quote, and I do teach it to my sons. So 3 things in the human life are important. First, be kind. Second, be kind. And third, be kind, by Henry James. It is so important to live by this rule. So how do you feel? So let's backtrack a little bit. How do you feel when somebody treats you like garbage? Don't worry, it's kind of a rhetorical question. We all kind of feel shitty. We feel disrespected. We feel almost even violated, right? Hopefully those emotions kind of spark up something in you to treat them with, or it kind of almost sparks up something in you to desire to act with kindness back to them, right? Not necessarily, right? You almost want to treat them shitty back, right? If somebody treats you rudely, you almost want to fight fire with fire. Well, it's not necessarily that case. It's hard. It's very difficult to reciprocate that hurt with kindness. So, but that's what I'm going to try to get at. So it's almost like you need to understand that people treating you like garbage or treating you like shit is their problem. It's not necessarily your problem, unless there's something further underlining to that, and then that's a whole nother story. We're not going to get into it. But if it's just a random act of treating you like crap, like some guy on the street just gives you the middle finger or something like that, or somebody yells something rude to you and you genuinely didn't do anything to them, then try to treat them back with kindness as opposed to, hey, giving them the middle finger back. Okay? So it's important to be kind to those around you. As easily said than done. Watch how radically your life begins to change. Try to keep that in mind. The number 1 rule is be kind. Number 2 rule, be kind. And number 3, be kind. For one thing, the simple act of kindness does boost your own happiness within you. Even the slightest act of kindness. Now, I don't know if you've watched a while back, I talk about the 1% rule. That's another rule. I have lots of rules, but the 1%. I try to make, 1% change in my life every single day towards the better. So every day I have the intention of improving myself and those around me by 1%. including like habits. So I want to make changes to habits by 1%. So anyways, maybe I'll talk about that another day. But just have the intention of trying to be a little bit kinder each day by 1%. Okay? So even slightly. So kindness, let's define kindness. Kindness is defined as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. So words that are often associated with kindness are, let's say, affection, gentleness, warmth, concern. Another one, but another one is caring. Okay, so while kindness has a connotation of meaning someone is naive or weak, that's not necessarily the case. I strongly believe, and research also backs this up, is kindness often requires strength and courage. So kindness is an interpersonal skill. So if you're defined or if you label yourself as a kind person, please give yourself praise that you are a strong and courageous person, because it takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage to be kind. It really does. How easy would it be to walk around this world grumpy and mean and giving the middle finger to everybody, right? That's easy. But give yourself praise and courage that if somebody treats you poorly or shitty and you take the higher wheel or the higher stance or whatever, and you don't treat them poorly or shitty in return, that you are the better person. That takes a lot of strength. You know that saying, I'm going to bite my tongue and not say anything, or I'm going to bite my tongue and turn the other cheek. That takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage to do that. So yes, kindness is a strength. It's not a weakness, as some people may think it is. Some people think weakness, or some people think, oh, you're so kind, they're gonna walk all over you. No, that's not the case. You're not an idiot if you're kind. That's two totally separate things. Being kind is a strength. Being like an airhead or being too nice or something, that's different. But being kind and strong is together, is one thing. So okay, let me see, is anybody commenting on stuff here? Okay, nothing yet. All right, so where did I leave off? Okay. Oh, yes, I wanted to talk. Okay, so I believe, like I said, I believe kindness is one trait that can save us, especially in this day and age right now with all that's going on in the world. I feel, and now this might make me sound a little naive and silly, but I believe that if there was more than 1% of kindness, or if everybody in this world had 1% of kindness, that it would save us all, save the human race. So the Dalai Lama once said, and I'm gonna read this because it's quite a long quote. He said, I believe that if we stop to think, it is clear that our very survival, even today, depends upon the acts of kindness of so many people. Right from the moment of our birth, we are under the care and act of kindness of our parents. Later on in life, when facing the sufferings of disease and old age, we are again dependent on the kindness of others. So that really kind of struck me, because as a healthcare provider, it's absolutely true, because I've been on both spectrums, caring for the babies and caring for the elderly. It's absolutely true. You do kind of a full circle, and then everything in between. You are dependent on the kindness of others, even at the coffee shop, at the restaurants, at the post office, at the grocery store, even on the street. The kindness of others to stop at the stop sign, to make your coffee right. Because sometimes they make your coffee right, but you know what I mean. You are dependent on the kindness of others to watch out for your children, to teach your children at the schools, and you know what? I feel like kindness and trust also go hand in hand, but you are so dependent on people for their kindness towards one another. So I feel like it's absolutely true that I believe kindness is one trait in this world that can genuinely save us all. So, and then again, research has shown that the kinder you are to people, those people, it's like a, what is it? The butterfly effect. The kinder you are to people, those people in turn are kinder to other people as well. And it just kind of has that beautiful ripple effect. So yeah. Okay. Research has shown that devoting resources to others rather than having more and more for yourself brings about a lasting well-being. So kindness has been found by researchers to be the most important predictor and satisfaction and stability in a marriage and in friendship. So within your close-knit circle of friends and within your marriage, even just think about it with your marriage. When you're or in your relationships, not necessarily marriage, but when you're kind to your partner, your husband, your girlfriend, whoever, your roommate, they in turn are kind to you, right? So instead of fighting fire with fire, you fight fire with water, right? Because what gets fire out? Not more fire. You want to stop a fire with water or a fire extinguisher, whatever it is. You have to fight it the opposite direction or the opposite way. So research has found that when within a friendship or relationship or a marriage or something like that, it's the best thing to do is to spread more kindness, because that's what lasts in a marriage or in a friendship. Is nobody wants to be friends or be in a marriage that's not very kind, right? Right? Because that's just like a toxic friendship, or that's a toxic relationship. And this all kind of ties into a business as well, as a business partner, as a business relationship. You don't want to work for a business that's not very kind, right? Nor do you want to have a Sensi consultant or a Sensi representative that's not very kind. You want to have somebody that's nice to you, that's kind, that's considerate, that's helpful. So different ways of practicing kindness, whether that's out in the public or within your business, are, you got to open up your eyes and offer a smile, offer opening up doors to friends and family or even strangers, offering your neighbor to help out, maybe carrying some heavy groceries or helping mow the lawn or shoveling the driveway. The snow here in Canada, we get lots of snow, so that's always very helpful. What are some other examples that I have here? Maybe taking a photo of some people, if you're in a touristy area and you see some people struggling to take a photo, offering to take their photo for them, sharing some homemade food, sharing, sharing some leftovers with homeless population if you happen to see them walking by. If you're leaving a restaurant and you have some takeout food, refusing to gossip is a big one, especially in the workforce, and donating old clothes, or donating not just necessarily clothes, toys, household items that you're no longer using. Purge all that crap out. Get rid of it, share it with the community or the population that needs it the most. Those are some ways that you can practice kindness. And I know you don't need me to sit here and tell you how to be kind. You all are very, very smart people. You know how to be kind, but what is stopping you from being kind? That's something you need to look into. And that's an important point that I want to make as well, that if you can't be kind to yourself, then yes, I understand it's difficult for you to be kind to others, whether that's, again, to the general public or within your Sensi business. And people see, and that's another point that I want to make, is there's something about being authentically kind too. That's my next point, is being authentically kind means that you're showing your true self, your how you truly feel, rather than showing people a particular side of you. You express your whole self genuinely, meaning you are genuinely kind. You aren't kind because you're getting something out of it, or you're not just being kind because in the end it's gonna make you look good, right? Where did I leave off? Sorry. You truly and undoubtedly want to be kind and share kindness without intent or agenda, that there's nothing in it for you. You know that going in, that there's no expectations. Do not expect anything in return when you're going in to do this. So don't be like, don't at the beginning of your purging your house or whatever, be like, oh, I'm such a nice person. I'm going to clean my house and give all this stuff to all the needy people because don't praise yourself, honey. We all do this. Do it because you genuinely want to help the community and don't expect anything in return. And that's all. Don't expect the person at the other end who's accepting all these gifts to even say thank you. If they don't say thank you, don't be upset. Don't be like, oh, I just donated thousands of clothes and they didn't even say thank you to me. Don't be like that because that's not being genuinely kind, okay? Be genuinely kind. Don't expect anything in return. And the world will be a better place. I think these are all my own speculations. Please remember that. These are all my own opinions. So if you disagree with me, I'm so sorry that you do. But again, these are my opinions. But I think that people are out there being kind or doing things the way they're doing things because they have expectations, and whether their expectations are not being met, they're being disappointed, or again, they're fighting fire with fire, and that's not necessarily the case. That's just, it's not working out. Do something out of the kindness of your own heart because you want to do something out of the kindness of your own heart, not because you're expecting something in return. So the root of kindness, again, the root of kindness begins with being kind to yourself. Ask yourself, do you speak kindly to yourself? Do you take care of yourself? If some of the answers to that are no, then you need to kind of focus on yourself because yes, it's hard to be kind to other people if you're not being kind to yourself. And you need to kind of backtrack a little bit and work on yourself a little bit before you can be kind to other people. Because if you are kind to other people, but you're not kind to yourself, then maybe you're not being genuinely kind to other people. So how does this all tie into Scentsy? Well, all right, sorry. I'm going to take another sip of water. Let me see. Are people commenting? All right. Okay, John, better not stoop to their level. People never forgotten the golden rules. That's absolutely right, John. It's better to rise up than to lower yourself down and stay higher up. Take the higher road, turn the other cheek, whatever you want to call it. Bite your tongue, bite your lip, whatever. That's how I always kind of work my life, work my business. And I try to teach my children that too, is to always be kind to other people because you just never know what kind of day they're having. So a couple of days ago, I'll give you guys an example before I kind of tie up this little chat, is I was pulling out of a parking lot, out of a fast food restaurant, and it was kind of rush hour here in our small town, and it's only one lane or two lanes. So you kind of have to pull out of the parking lot pretty quickly because it's just, nobody lets you in. It's just, you have to do it. So I guess I would say, in my opinion, I didn't really cut off the guy that I had to turn left. So there was an oncoming car. I didn't really cut off the guy. I felt like there was enough room for me to come out. I was signaling, and he did see me coming because I did inch, and then I quickly pulled out. But nonetheless, he honked his horn at me and he gave me the middle finger. And I didn't slow down or anything, but I rolled down my window and I waved at him, like kind of, I think I gave him the thank you. And my kids were like, oh, mommy, especially the older boys, they understand what the middle finger is. My older boys are like, oh, aren't you mad at him? He gave you the middle finger. That's not very nice of him. And I said, you know what, boys, I could have been in the wrong. In his eyes, I'm probably in the wrong because he probably saw me as cutting out in front of him or cutting him off, even though I argue that I didn't, but whatever, there's always three sides to every story, correct? But I was not going to give him a middle finger because first off, that's just not how I play the game of life. I wave at him or I say thank you because that's just how I am. Plus, my kids are in the car, and I'm not going to teach them that if somebody gives you the middle finger, yeah, give them the middle finger back. Why? For no reason. So I waved at him. And then I proceeded to share a story to my kids about, like, sometimes people have bad days, and then especially if that gentleman is driving home from work, it's 5 p.m. So he's kind of caught in this like small town traffic where it's like one lane and it's kind of bumper to bumper, and then some woman pulls out in front of him, which is going to kind of slow him down from getting home faster, and that just upsets him. And my 9-year-old, it was really cute. I was trying to explain to him, like, having a bad day. My 9-year-old's like, Mommy, I've never had a bad day in my life. And I'm like, oh, must be nice. You're only 9. But it was just really cute. And I love how innocent children are. And it just kind of opens your eyes up to the fact that he didn't quite understand the whole bad day scenario. And I even tried to kind of child it down to him, like, oh, imagine, you wake up one morning and you're late for the school bus and you haven't eaten breakfast yet and you're rushing. And he just did not get it. It just totally like went over his head. It didn't faze him. But anyways, I took that moment to share with him that every opportunity is a positive opportunity to learn something and to not fight fire with fire. And I use those quotes with my kids a lot, to always fight fire with water, that if somebody is being mean to you, don't necessarily have to be mean back to them. And that is not the case when it comes to standing up for yourself. Now that's, again, a whole nother story. So I hope you understand the difference between sticking up for yourself and fighting fire with water. So, but I did, for this situation, I said, you know what, if somebody is being mean to you kind of out of the blue or giving you the middle finger and you're not quite sure why, just kind of, wave, say thank you, I'm sorry, and just turn the other cheek and just kind of keep going, because you never know the struggles that other people are going through. And even though you personally may be having a crummy day yourself, and like the kids didn't know I was kind of rushing for dinner, and I hadn't gone grocery shopping yet. So we were kind of doing like a takeout fast food dinner. And, the baby was in the back seat. He had passed out. It was 5 o'clock. I didn't want him to nap at 5 o'clock. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to be awake till 10. So, it was all, there was all kind of a schmozzle of events. But despite all that, despite my own struggles that I was kind of going through that day, I still kind of waved at him and just like, move on and so forth. So I hope you can kind of understand that little example I gave you. But anyways, to kind of tie up this little chat, the kindness in your own Scentsy business or in any business. Research indicates that customer loyalty rises when kindness in the workforce is obvious. Customers or your clients notice authentic kindness, not fake kindness. People can tell, just like how you can tell when somebody's being fake with you. Your customers also can tell. Not saying that you're being fake, but people in general can tell when people are being fake or real. So it's important to be genuinely kind with your customers or with anybody in general. Customers recognize, support, and communicate the kindness when they see it. They will come back to you in the first place. They will be very loyal to you. They'll be loyal to you. They'll also share your business with their friends and family. They will respect your business, and they'll help you grow your business. So it all boils down to your kindness. It boils down to how you treat your customers also. And because you need your customers to grow your business as well. Yes, you do a lot of the work too. But it's important for your customers to see your kindness, your potential, for them to share the news. It doesn't matter really how much you post on social media or how often you get on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever. If you don't have your core customer base, your that 100 or that top 10 friends and family that you get to, and then you get those people to share your business with other people genuinely. You don't have to necessarily hound them. Hey, do you have a friend of a friend that you can share my business to? get them to genuinely see your potential or your kindness and to share it with their friends, and they will come to you, and they'll remain loyal to you because they appreciate you, they respect you. And that's why it's important to treat each and every one of your customers like they're somebody, not just a Scentsy customer. I refer to all my clients or customers as friends and family. I don't like calling them clients. They're not just a client. I try to build rapport with them. I try to build a friendship with them. When I message them to follow up with them, or to see if they need any new wax, I don't necessarily always ask them if they need anything. I just sometimes just message them just to see how they're doing. And hopefully, maybe in a couple days I'll message them again and be like, hey, I've got an order going in. So-and-so has a party. It's almost at free shipping, or it's almost at, would you like to jump in on it, or so forth. Or if you remember something that they said about a family member or so forth, why don't you follow up with that family member? Hey, I remember last time you mentioned your son fell and broke his arm. I hope he's doing well. Something like that. Show your genuine kindness. And even if at the beginning it requires you to write stuff down, do it. If that's a goal of yours, that you want to learn how to genuinely be kind or be a kinder person to other people and to yourself, then do that work, and it will get you there. It's not work is not easy, hence why it's called work, but it will get you there. And it's also important, like I've said before, try to send out some happy mail. Try to acknowledge the people that do order from you and send them an email. Even if you don't do happy mail, send them an email, send them a text thanking them for their order. Even if they ordered, a couple weeks ago, hey, I just want to follow up. Did you receive your order? I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate your friendship, or I appreciate your support, and so forth. So in conclusion, kindness is a strength that is contagious. When we focus on kindness and we focus on making a positive impact, we are less stressed in our own lives and in the lives of others. Kindness shows hope, it shows care, and it helps others to see the good things in life. So I hope that you can take all of this that I've just shared with you, that I've learned over the years about the art of kindness, and you can incorporate that into your own life and into your own Scentsy business. So thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much, Tara. Hi, and Angel. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So if you have any quick questions or concerns, you can ask me right now. If not, I might sign off. But I will be back on in 2 weeks. So again, let me just check my phone. So let me give you a date. So I'll be back on June 29th. So June 29th, I will put up some messages so that you can join me again live. I try to stick with the Monday motivations. Excuse me. And that's so nice, Kimberly. Keep telling your family that. It's so important to keep the kids' heads high and to not succumb to this crazy world out there. But yes, it's important for everybody, including us, to keep our heads high. So I think that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a beautiful week ahead. Hearts, love, hugs, and kisses. So be kind, be safe, and always be amazing. Bye for now. Love you. Thank you.